Hello, beautiful being. I can already tell somebody don't want me saying something in this video, but here we go. Thank you, Spirit. Beautiful being, I am so grateful that you're taking the time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. It's happening. Something that you have been wanting to happen, or something that needs to happen, is happening. Like as you are hearing this video right now, in this present moment, it's happening. It's well underway. It's something that brings relief too. Mystery. It's been a mystery. Something has been a mystery as to how it's going to work out, or how you're going to work through something. Thank you, Divine. What else is coming through here? Heal. So whatever's happening right now is bringing healing. Oh, there's like a, I forget what that kind of lizard is called, but it's a little lizard. Ooh, trick. So there's a trickster in here. But something regarding a move that a trickster made is now healing. It's being healed. Also, another way that I'm seeing this is that there's something that a trickster wanted you to believe that they wanted to heal, but actually they wanted to stir up trouble. Okay? So if anybody tries to come back into your energy and they're like, can we just work it out? You know, sometimes that can be a vibe, but not in this reading because they're a trickster. Okay, Divine, can we get some clarity on what this is that's happening? What's happening? I just saw the Lord Best card, so you are divinely protected at this time, at all times, I heard. There's work that's occurring behind the scenes. It's divinely inspired, divinely aligned. It's so crazy because I see like divine inspiration, divine alignment, something going on behind the scenes, but then I see like trickster. But something is happening that's going to bring relief. Divine, what's the energy of this? Oh, okay, they just gave it to me. This King of Swords is you having clarity. You're a visionary. You're getting clarity on something regarding someone's kindness. Priest. Please clarify priest. Martyr. Somebody wanted you to be a martyr. They wanted you to sacrifice something. Oh, wow. Okay. What's happening is behind the scenes that brings healing is clarity. This is you with the King of Swords having clear understanding, clarity of mind, clarity of thought about something that was going on behind the scenes. The healing is the clarity. Okay, so whatever it is that you are being shown at this time, that brings you healing because it's confirmation of what you always knew. You're very clear on things, but there could have been someone that tried to make you think that you weren't. Okay? So there's something that was going on behind the scenes. Now I'm seeing this on the flip side because I said something is happening behind the scenes that brings healing. But also there was something being done. Could have been rituals going on behind the scenes that were hidden. Okay? Behind the scenes. that now you're getting evidence of. It's like something's unraveling. A mystery. Yeah, a mystery. And this unraveling of this whole system, it brings you healing. I just heard flatline. Ooh. Something is ending. But what I saw was that there was this could have been a high priest, or yeah, it says priest energy. Someone who is dedicated to evil workings, evil magic, evil rituals, because they wanted to control you. 555 on the timer. They wanted to bring about an ending in your life. They wanted you to suffer somehow. Okay? They wanted you addicted to self-pity so that you would not focus on your service to yourself and to a divine cause. This is someone who violates the trust of a spiritual community. They're seduced by their own spiritual role. So this is a person who presents themselves as a priest, but they're all about power. They're fixated on power, I heard. They lead people or led people. This could be what's dying, what's ending is their control. They have led a group of people to a dead end with themselves. Man. This is somebody who wanted you to believe their trick, but you believed what the divine was showing you instead, because you had an intuition about this. This could be definitely connected to the last reading, but we'll go with it. It could be, might not be, depends on your situation. Okay, we'll see. All right, let's go here. Oh, they said no, this one. I saw storm warning there. There's a storm that this fake priest, this evil priest is going through, where they were hoping to put that on you. They know that they are in need of welfare. Okay, so welfare is a system, whether you're from the US, maybe you're not. So it's a system to assist people who are in a socioeconomic situation or state where they need some assistance, financial assistance, okay? So this person needs assistance at this time. I heard, but there is no help for them. They saw you as their rescue team. What? Chop wood. Yeah, it's coming down to like the bottom line. Chop wood is like the nitty gritty, like what is actually going on in the physical realm. What is actually going on? This person feels like they don't have the resources that they need. There's like a pail of water here. Okay, this person could be in prison or headed to prison. And I'm seeing like with this, it is actually, I don't really know what that is, but it looks to me like a broom here. So this person knows that they have to suffer the consequences of what they did. It's like they're being punished. You know how like some parents, or you know, a lot of old school parents would say like, okay, if you did this, then you have to mow the lawn, or you have to, you know, like assigning chores as a punishment, okay? And it doesn't have to be for old school parents, you know. I'm not going down a road of parenting in this reading, okay? Unless spirit takes me there. That's not the point. The point is that this person is being punished for what they did. They feel like they are seeing the consequences in the physical realm manifesting for what they have been doing energetically, spiritually. When it all falls down. Yeah, that song. That song is about someone who's very insecure. This person is insecure, but they were trying to project that onto you. Hello, Spirit. Ooh, TikTok. Somebody could be on TikTok or have a social media platform, but this person knows that the time is here. You know, that's crazy, because I just saw a video last night of somebody doing an interview, and they said, I'm going to jail tomorrow, I'm going to prison tomorrow. And one of the comments said, if I was going to prison the next day, the last thing I would be doing is sitting up in an interview. I mean, you know, but that's how they were judging the situation. But the thing is that this person knows that their time is coming, or it's here. Serving a sentence. Between worlds. So they're about to go from one world into the next. And see this, like how the flamingo is headed into color, that's reality. Because what they've been living in is black and white. You know how, like, okay, black and white. Oh, also, they were living in an old paradigm. Because, you know, black and white is old. I love black and white movies, though. But anyway, in this reading, it represents the old, what's already washed away. But that's what they were trying to live, trying to enforce. The old system, one of control. The system that's now crumbling. Okay? Because the divine is coming in to clean things up. The divine has never been gone, but it's just that the presence of the divine is shedding light on a lot of things that were working within an old system. And so now they're having to face the reality. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. It's something about time. That song, Time. It's a rock song. I can't sing it because I don't know it well enough. Something about time. Time magazine. This person is doing research. Okay, research on what, Spirit? Okay, they said go here. First house. Research on themselves. How they're appearing to people. They're worried about this. Okay, so they're doing research to see how much other people know about them. They might be afraid of what you know about them and what they're going through. They're worried about their appearance to people, like how their life appears. They're like, are they figuring it out? Do they know that I'm in trouble? First house. I feel like these are here for a reason. They know you do it better, so this person could have been in competition with you. Okay, and it came out as a priest. So there's something that you do spiritually. You're on a spiritual path, and they're on a spiritual path. Okay, that's the thing. You're both on a spiritual path, 1414, but you're on a spiritual path of temperance, that of an earth angel, and this being wants other beings to sacrifice themselves. So you tell me what end of the spectrum they're on. Come on now. It's like y'all are opposites. As far as how your energy plays out here in this third dimension and the connections that you nurture in other realms as well. Okay, this will apply to some of you. Take what resonates. But I'm getting that you and this person might call on some of the same energies. Like say if you work with Archangel Michael or with Hecate, Anubis, okay? But you do work that brings life. They do work that brings, and not death like as in the natural cycle of things, but like they bring premature endings to things. And they try to work with the same energies that you work with. But what this being, this fake priest, did not realize is that, and it doesn't have to be a masculine, they could be feminine, they could be a male or a female, okay? Something my voice did on male, so it's very likely they might be a male, but they don't have to be. They don't realize that the energies they were calling on do not align with their intentions. 1555 on the timer. So this is bringing clarity to the negative change that they were trying to bring. It's like, I'm seeing the spirits ask them, did you ever think that I would be here with you to hold your hand through that? They know that they've lost the support of the spirits they've been calling on. Okay, there's a DM here that wants to protect you, a divine masculine. Also, since I was just talking about spirits, this could be gods, deities that are protecting you. They've got your back. Okay? But for some of you in the physical realm, there is a divine masculine that wants to protect you. Okay, we've got 10th house here. There could be something going on with someone's career or their public standing. I just heard blacklisted. Let me pull on that real quick. Okay, I'm going to the divine masculine deck. Let's see what that brings through here. Oh, look, commitment. So there's definitely a committed divine masculine here. Somebody who communicates with intention and love. There's something that somebody wants to suppress about this divine masculine. This could be within a work environment or career or something. Also, they may have been trying to turn your passion upside down for each other, something like that. What about this 10th house? Okay, your spirituality is a source of life for your career, for your success within your 10th house, okay? But I'm seeing the two here, the light and the dark, and there's something here about somebody wanting to cast a shadow on either your career or public standing or someone that you're connected to on a deep level within a union. Okay, there's something about wanting to blacklist somebody or keep somebody in the background, but your spirituality brings healing to this situation. And there's something that's being revealed about this. If this was like work that they were doing to try to bring negative change to your finances, to your career, to the way that the public sees you, it came through before that somebody could be on a social media platform, so maybe they tried to have somebody shadow banned or something like that. Light is being shed on this, but also all throughout the spirit realm there are energies, deities, spirits, ancestors that are shedding light on this. And this is one reason why this fake priest is feeling like they're under pressure and they're worried about how people see them. Yeah, they're wondering if people see their dirty deeds. Yes, absolutely. Don't eat their food. Somebody trying to come through to this could have been somebody on a job trying to give food, treats, or something like that. Listen, I don't like potlucks. I'm gonna just be real, okay? Because that's a whole lot of people that have a whole lot of pets, have a whole lot of people in their house. You know, some people might lick that spoon just like they do when they're cooking for themselves and their family, you know. But also, and it could be a potluck here, but it could just be somebody, you know, coming into your office saying, I've got something for you. Well, what's with that energy, priest? Evil priest? You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody working along with this fake priest, trying to bring about endings for people with that martyr energy. Yeah, you're of royal blood. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Ooh, that song is a whole vibe. Yeah, that's why they've come after you. Is because of your royal blood. You are of a royal bloodline. Yeah, a co-worker. So this fake priest has been trying to attack either you or someone that you're in a relationship with through a co-worker. It could even be somebody who took that particular job, got in that position because somebody pulled strings because they're involved with people in the system or in the corporation or whatever. But they're planted there to keep tabs on your spirituality, to keep tabs on how you are working with energy, to study you. Also, there could be a honey trap energy here as well. Somebody trying to, because it came through that they were trying to turn your passion for each other upside down. 2112. 2112. Trying to turn something flip-flop. So whoever this was, they wanted you to be with someone else and your person to be with someone else in order to use your energy and their energy as well. But it could be different things, like you're of a royal bloodline. Maybe they wanted your spiritual connection. Maybe they wanted your person's career connection. Okay, something like that. They wanted to affect their money and affect your spirituality, something like that. If they respected your no contact boundaries, they wouldn't be a narcissist. So this person has not respected your no contact boundaries or whatever boundaries you've put in place. You may have been like, look, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that. And I would prefer if you did this. You even told them, you know, what's okay. And they're like, no. They may not have said that, but they came back and did what they wanted to do. Why? Because they're there to create endings. Their whole goal was to create a sacrifice in your world that would benefit them so that they could then siphon the energy of whatever it was that they hoped to bring to an end for you. Yeah, I read that one. Thank you, Spirit. I don't know if I showed it though. They wanted you to doubt your actions, like question. Oh, you know, like that movie Gaslighting? Okay, so this person gaslights a lot, where she would do something and then the husband would be like, oh no, that it wasn't like that, or, you know, it's like they always wanted you second guessing yourself, even with little things, so that eventually, because the effect that that has psychologically on a person, even when they doubt themselves with little actions, like little things, little tasks, is that they start thinking, am I crazy? Am I crazy? So they were doing things like that in the physical realm. You may have been talking about something and, you know, said something about your opinion about it, and then they were like, well, no, it wasn't that. It's not that. There's a lot of that energy from this person. And that was being done time and time again strategically to get you to doubt your intuition, so that when you started thinking, or spirit was showing you something ain't right about this person or these people, they wanted you to be like, nah, I'm tripping. When really, you had every right to be singing, I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Okay? Also, it says in that song, I got hustle, flow, ambition. Y'all know how I feel about hustle. You can be in that mode sometimes, but you got to rest too. You know what I'm saying? There's balance that you have to have with that. But there's something about perhaps your person's energy, or this could be a part of you as well, where they wanted to harness that energy of success and drive and abundance. You're settling into yourself, getting comfy with the true you. They saw you doing this. They saw you doing your divine work of embracing your authentic self, and they were like, we don't like it. But also, that's a part of the plan. That's why divine beings who have a divine mission here on earth, I just saw 2444 on the timer, go through such things as gang stalking and all of this, is because when we're under pressure, we become diamonds. You know? So sometimes it takes an extraordinary amount of pressure for us to transform into who we're truly meant to be and to see the beauty of our authenticity. Whatever it was that the world, society, blah, 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 was telling you that you needed to be, or however you had been programmed to think about yourself. This situation has been here to show you the truth about yourself. And a lot of times it requires an immense amount of pressure to reveal our truth. They fear their karma. Yes, they do. You can call it karma, consequences, however you like to wrap it up with a name. It's the evil consequences that they're dealing with now because of their evil work. You do evil work, you get evil consequences. It's like how it works. But they hate that. But when they were doing the evil work, they thought that was the only way. Intentionally interfered with your relationship or marriage. Listen. You know why? Because love is divine. And these people hate anything that's divine. X didn't realize the third party wanted you the whole time. Okay, so there could be a situation here. Maybe this priest or somebody connected to them wanted you the whole time. Whoever this is that wanted you the whole time, they're they could be a false flame. Okay, they could, depending on your situation, they could be a false flame. Imagination. Somebody wanted to influence your imagination so that you wouldn't see possibilities, you would just see endings, and then you would manifest it. They wanted you on autopilot. They wanted to program you so that you would naturally bring about endings in your life. Because this isn't a person that, they're not coming through in this reading as a person who would actually do something in the physical realm to get caught. Like, they wanted to mainly use energy. I'm sure that they do things in the physical as well, but they try to be so hidden with it. 2727 on the timer, that it's hard to pinpoint anything that they do in the physical realm. So they usually wanted to use energy, but they wanted to work on your mental well-being. They wanted to manipulate it so that you would manifest endings. Okay, yeah, they're overwhelmed with guilt, as they should be. You know, guilt is a powerful vibe. It can really allow people to open their eyes and see what they've done. I don't like shame, because shame keeps people stuck in a state of guilt. But guilt is temporary. You're supposed to feel guilt when you do something that's evil so that you can be like, oh, that was wrong. I need to change my ways. But this could be a person who's stuck in a state of shame, and so they're just living with guilt, trying to get themselves out of that karma, but not in a positive way. They're in a hurry. Yeah, TikTok came through because they know they're going to prison. And it could be both. It could be physical prison and spiritual prison, but they go into prison. Uranus. So there could be Aquarius energy here somewhere within your story, but Uranus is beautiful because it's about progression. It's about change that brings growth. So whether these people doing evil work realize it or not, they're helping to facilitate positive change for you. They hoped to bring about evil change, but the way things are set up, the way your energy works in combination with theirs as a result of these consequences and stuff that are happening now, you're winning. You're progressing. You're developing gifts, skills, talents that all support your divine purpose. It's your natural abundance. Everything in your world manifests abundance for you because you are divine. And that's the beauty of it. It really doesn't matter whether somebody is trying to send, and this is energetically, you know, like the level of the attack, Nerf darts, BB pellets, or bullets. From an energetic perspective, no matter how severe the energetic attack is that they're sending, I'm not talking about in the physical. I'm not talking about actual violence. I'm talking about whether they do something a little bit like just, you know, gossip or start a smear campaign, or if they're doing rituals in the forest on Halloween night, like whatever it is that they're doing on whatever level, it always works out for you. It always works out for you. And it supports your abundance. And there have been times where it didn't look like that. So, you know, I'll notice sometimes comments where you're like, I didn't win. I'm not winning. Well, first of all, are you divinely aligned? Second of all, at what point in the timeline are you? Because when you're in the thick of it, yeah, it doesn't feel like we're winning. But remain patient. Remain aligned with the divine, doing what you are divinely guided to do, and you will see that you are winning. You will have that aha moment, like, well, I'm actually better off than I was before they attacked me. I got more stability. I'm looking better. I'm glowing now. I didn't glow before. I looked a little tired all the time. You know what I'm saying? You start making these realizations, and it's like, Ashe, I see you, spirit. Didn't want them then, don't want them now. So there's somebody here who, there's something about somebody wanting you, and so they were trying to ruin your relationship, but you don't want them because they're toxic. But there's somebody karmic who's also karmic, because this person that wanted you was karmic, not your divine union. No, they're not karmic, they're divine. But there's somebody very karmic who wanted you and who still wants you. That's why they did all of this stuff. But the person that wants them, they don't want them. Okay, so it's like all envy, jealousy. Yeah, but your destiny is protected. Your union is protected as well. Something is being repaired. Well, that's what I had said in the beginning. I said there's a mystery that's bringing healing. That's the repair for you. Okay? There's something that a mystery is being understood now. It's like all the pieces of the puzzle, whatever was hidden with this moon energy, the rituals that were being done in the background, light is being shed on that. And there are repairs that are occurring in your life because of that, because of this clarity. Also, the way that this reading has been is kind of been like piecing it together and putting, oh, I did say that. And it's like realizations. You know what's coming through is that as you go through this experience, there might be memories that are coming to you of your past, things that you experienced that maybe were forgotten, or clarity is coming to you about your entire self. Things that you've been through and maybe suppressed because at the time it was too much of a burden to bear. And we do that because at the end of the day, we are human, okay? We're spirits in a human body, and we feel this pressure sometimes to just keep going, to get up the next morning and do what I need to do. And so we handle what we can handle. And sometimes that happens on a very deep psychological level that we're not even voluntarily controlling. It's just kind of happening as a means of protection for ourselves. But with time, a lot of the things that we've experienced, the traumas, when it's the right time, we start to remember. So there could be some things about this experience that bring about memories that piece together or reveal the pieces of the puzzle of your past. And that is bringing repair. Because when you have all the pieces of the puzzle, then you can put it together, right? That will resonate with some of you. Maybe not everybody, but it will resonate with some of you. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. What's next? Okay. They said Earthcraft and then Oshun. Ashe. You might hear my belly growling. That's okay. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Oh, okay. So, womb. There's something that's being birthed within you. I need to put stickers on that one. That is so divine. It's the potential of your gifts. It's the potential of the coming together of your mind, body, spirit, soul. You're creating. This came through in the last reading, but you bring life to the world. And so whether that's a human life or life through your energy, your healing energy, your divine work. And divine says, give yourself credit for life that happens that doesn't seem like maybe so spectacular, but truly it's nothing but magic. It's so divine. When you hug someone that you love and tell them that you love them, that's life. When you make a meal for somebody and you prepare it with love, that's love. When you listen to somebody and just let them tell their story without judgment, maybe giving advice if they need it or if they seem open to it, but ultimately allowing them to express themselves, because that's what they need at this moment, is to just get something off their chest. That is love. Showing up for whatever it is that you care about. It could be a creative endeavor, and whether you share it with other people or not, if you show up to create, that is love, and that is life. At some point I started saying love instead of life, but it's both. Yeah, it's love and it's life. Okay, they said that's it for that one. All right, Mama Oshun. You know, I was meditating on her rivers last night. There's a river that is very close by, and whenever I get on the highway, I cross the river, and I always look over. I'm a safe driver though, but I always look over and I say, oh shit, Mama Oshun, and I just get goosebumps and chills. So there's something here, there goes my tummy. There's something here about connecting with nature that is going to satiate a hunger that you have, that your spirit, that your soul, maybe even your body. You might get in nature. You know, you might go into a lake or a river, or if you're by the ocean, or put your feet in the grass, or feel the sun on you. There's something about connecting with the elements in nature. Thank you, Mama Oshun. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What do they need to know? Ooh. I don't know if I've ever pulled this one. Oshun of Soft Power. Now this is card 31. 3 and 1 is 4. You're divinely protected. Also, there could be a new beginning coming to you after your involvement with a toxic group, okay? Influence, openness, emotional intelligence. You are so emotionally aware and intelligent. And you know, for a long time, emotional intelligence wasn't even valued. It was like, the only intelligence you need is on, you know, standardized tests and IQ tests and all that stuff. But we're realizing now that there are a whole lot of people who are smart in that aspect and really don't have the life that they desire because they have not developed emotional intelligence. And if my readings resonate with you, you are truly an empathic being, and you're empathically gifted and wise and intuitive. So that's what you do. You are emotionally intelligent, and that's a part of your healing gift, is to be aware of what someone is feeling and of what they might need that they're not saying. Okay? There's something about entering a space where you don't do the work for people. You know, like when you know what somebody needs, and so there's a pattern of that, and you never require them to communicate with you. You don't respond to their communication, you just tune in and know what they need. That can result in an imbalance in the people around us, and us doing too much work for them, right? Because they have a responsibility to communicate. Something about doing your healing work but not allowing yourself to be burned out. Okay? Soft power. Wow, I just got a notification that like it said bestseller. So there's something that is very, I'm hearing, poignant in your creative path or your career path that is bringing abundance. It's something that you do that is very important to you, but it's also important to a lot of other people. You're about to experience an increase in sales if you sell something, or growth if you are on social media or something like that. Okay, lots of growth. I'm hearing people want what you have. They want what you create. They want to know more. They see your value. They feel your value. Okay, and a part of that is because you have this soft power where it's like it doesn't feel harsh, it doesn't feel critical. It's actually power that feels nurturing, and the reason why it feels nurturing is because it comes from within. Somebody who's using harsh power, they would have their eyes open. They would be looking at everything around them to see, I can control them, I can control them, I need to fix that, I need to fix that. But you operate from the space within, and that gives you power that is adequate for what needs to be done, for what you are here to do, but it's not an excess of power or control. Yeah, influence. So you're growing, whether you're on social media or in a career path, or openness. You communicate very well with people, but you don't overshare. So it's the perfect balance. And also emotional intelligence. You're tuned in. And also something here about your emotional intelligence nurturing your abundance. Because like I said before, people who only focus on their IQ or on these standardized tests, a lot of them aren't able to be successful on whatever path they're in, because they realize that a lot of what we do, whether you're making money, you have a job, whatever, a lot of what we do is interacting with other people and tuning in to what their needs might be. Okay? Yeah. Beautiful. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I am so grateful that you allow these messages to flow through me. And beautiful being, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I am so appreciative of your time and of the beautiful energy that you bring to this space, to In Her Dreams. I'm so grateful for your likes, your kind comments, your shares, your hypes, your subscribes, your donations. I am so grateful for every bit of love that you send to In Her Dreams. I love you, and I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care. Beautiful being, I just saw this as I turned the camera off. I saw that this card was sitting here. I was like, that was kind of in my face. So we gonna just mention that one. But look, it says darkness. It's from the Earthcraft Oracle. It came out with the womb card. There's something so beautiful about your divine feminine energy. Also, darkness. There's nothing that is hidden. that or happened in darkness that didn't actually help you. Everything has served you. Both things that have happened in the light and in darkness. It all works in your favor. But there's something about your divine feminine energy. I love that this came out with the womb card, because wombs are dark, and that is the energy of the divine feminine. You create such beautiful things, especially when you go within. That is really where a lot of your wealth lies, is when you go inside. When you close your eyes, what do you see? And it brings abundance. So yeah, I just had to share that. I love you.